This type of vault is so dangerous that it is actively discouraged. As a result, it is rare. The danger factor, the active discouragement plus the actual difficulty means that seeing a gracefully landed protonova would be like seeing Halley's Comet passing by a lunar eclipse whilst Jupiter and Saturn are aligned. The vault consists of a front handspring onto the long vaulting horse followed by 2 tucked front somersaults. It is commonly referred to as a protonova, after Russian gymnast Yelena Protonova, the first woman to successfully land the move in 1999. It is also called the Vault of Death. Yikes. Many have tried it, many have injured themselves in doing so, making the choice a highly controversial one for any athlete to make. You see, even if you land the move and stumble around like a drunken sailor after 40 shots of Navy-grade rum, you'll get credit for the landing by the judges, thus securing a super high score despite the poor execution. This has led to many women attempting the vault, only to land awkwardly, risking serious injury and even death. Manny Pacquiao, Roy Jones Jr., Roberto Duran, Oscar de la Hoya, Thomas Hearns are all once-in-a-generation type boxers. They also share one amazing feat. They have all who have won 4 or more world titles in different weights and/or across different sanctioning bodies. It's hard enough to win a single world title. What sport could be considered more taxing for one's health than boxing, still the most ardently followed and participated combat sport? But to be so dominant as to take on all comers from different sanctioning bodies, and then to do it once more at a different weight? These warriors' dominance truly ranks amongst the most incredible feats attained in sport, rare, grueling, bloody and beautiful to behold. Rugby is a tough old game. One of the toughest skills, if not the most physically tasking in rugby, is the goal kicking. Some shots at goal are easy enough, a few yards out right in front of the posts. Although, even then, not every kick is landed. When a penalty is awarded, the recipient team can opt for a shot at goal. Successfully landing the kick scores your team 3 points. 5 points is awarded for a try, the equivalent of a touchdown in American football, and 2 points for the following conversion. A penalty kick is taken from where the infringement took place. Sometimes, teams will opt for a shot at goal from quite a way away from the posts, and it's always impressive to see. But some kickers, a rare breed of half-human, half-bronco players, possess actual steel pistons rather than leg muscles, and can kick a rugby ball incredibly far. The furthest recorded penalty kick was scored by Welshman Paul Thorburn in a match against Scotland back in 1986. Given that the kicker is not a specialist position brought in just for that role, old Paul had to do all the running and tackling that the other 14 men on his team had to do, and given that the balls themselves were a good deal heavier back in the 80s, whoever first thought tapping a bunch of hard balls onto other balls with the tip of a stick, all on top of a fabric-covered table, having to proceed through a color-specific pattern in order to win, was simply a madman. And a genius. The table is huge. The potting order one must follow: red, color until all the reds are gone. Then yellow, green, brown, blue, pink and end on the black. Is devilishly hard to master. This is what makes hitting a 147-point maximum break, an unbroken chain of shots that clears the table, scoring the maximum points tally for each ball sunk, so implausible, save for the most skilled players. The first recorded 147-point break was in 1934, completed by a player named Mert O'Donoghue. It took another 48 years for a wider audience to witness such a feat, when Steve Davis completed the first televised max break in 1982. But the so-called maximum break can, in theory, be topped. If the ref signals a foul, the next player can treat the colored balls as reds, thus adding an extra point to the table. This also means that the next shot, aimed at a colored ball, could be 7 more free points, if you sink the black. After this, the player could go on to complete a traditional 147, meaning a 155 break could occur. It never has, in an official competition. One man has done it, though, in a witnessed practice frame. Jamie Cope scored a total of 16 reds and 16 blacks, a total of 155, the true maximum possible, back in 2005. Surely hitting one little ball into one little hole can't be as hard as the previous entry? How many more balls hitting other balls into different holes is that? A 147 in snooker must be way harder than getting a condor in golf, right? Think again. Put more simply, a condor is a score of 4 under par. This feat is only achievable on a par 5, or longer, hole, which are usually the longest, hardest holes on any given course, making this achievement incredibly rare. The first recorder, condor, was struck by Larry Bruce in 1962, when he hit a hole-in-one on a par 5 hole at the Hope County Club in Arkansas. There have been 4 further condors scored, never at a professionally sanctioned course and never at a major tournament. You have more chance seeing, catching, barbecuing and eating a critically endangered Californian condor than seeing a golfing condor. That's not a dare, by the way. Don't try this, Californians.